So many people want to see Batman with white eyes in live action, myself included. They're iconic and can make for some incredible visuals, but the thing about them is, how do you pull it off well? Are they really practical for a character like Batman? I think there's a lot of factors to consider. One of the things I see suggested frequently is to have them be animated or CGI, like we saw with Deadpool and Spider-Man. I'm not entirely convinced this would work for Batman. You could have the whiteness added to the cowl in post-production later, and it could work, but the reason the animated route for Spider-Man and Deadpool works so well is because they're very animated characters to begin with. Their white eyes are extremely expressive and fit the goofy and funny content of their stories. Not to say that they always look goofy since their eyes are animated, but I think in general it works for their character personalities way better. Batman, however, is incredibly stoic. Sure, in animation his white eyes will have great expressions, but I don't think having them animated in the same sense would translate well to live action. Another factor that I think helps those characters is the fact that their mouths are covered. Along with them, we've seen Black Panther have white eyes in live action, but his mouth is also covered. It works well for him, but his face isn't being expressive at all. His mask is the expression, which can definitely work, but it'd be much different for Batman given the nature of his cowl. So then there's the option to do it practically with VFX touch-up, which we've actually seen twice now. The Dark Knight and Batman v Superman both feature scenes where Batman has white eyes, and both work for those respective scenes, but I don't think they would have fit for the rest of the film. In The Dark Knight, it's an interesting look and certainly visually striking, but I wouldn't have wanted to see it for more than a single scene. Granted, they are pretty big lenses, so you could probably tone it down and have it work better, but still. In Batman v Superman, it again works well for the scene, especially given the fact that he's wearing a giant armored suit, so it fits with the look, but even by the end of that scene the lenses are broken and we can see his eyes again. In both scenes, the eyes being covered takes away from the emotional impact of the performance. And in both scenes, by the time that we need that emotional impact, the white eyes have been taken out of the equation. Which brings me to my biggest point about white eyes in live action. You lose so much emotion when you cover an actor's eyes. It cannot be overstated. To take them away takes away a huge part of the actor's performance and is a gigantic storytelling and visual decision. There's a reason, besides wanting to show off the actors' faces, that in big emotional scenes in the MCU, both Black Panther and Spider-Man take off their masks. We need that full range of performance. How much emotional impact are you willing to sacrifice for that iconic look and badass shot? We see so much humanity from Bruce in his eyes, while at the same time, the stoic mysticism of the white eyes is so appealing. So then there's maybe the ideal scenario of having them sometimes, with a mix of practical and visual effects and having them be retractable lenses. Having them come down for detective and combat mode, sort of like a HUD for Batman. It would give us those great visuals, make sense story-wise, and save those human moments too. But then there's still the catch of being able to organically work in the switch of them when you need the emotional close-up. We know something major is bound to happen during an investigation or an action scene, so why wouldn't Batman have the lenses in use? And I definitely wouldn't want, nor do I think that we would get, an in-helmet face cam shot similar to how we have with Iron Man. Basically, I don't have an answer, and I'm not sure if the look is worth it. I'd love to be proven wrong and for it to work, and work really well, but I'm just not sure. If Reeves opts to do it in any form, I fully trust him, but from what we've seen of the Batsuit so far, it doesn't appear that we're going to see them, unless they're fully CGI. Even that, I somewhat doubt though. The first footage we've got of Pattinson has a lot of emotion in his eyes. We could even see him blinking, and got a load of information just from his gaze. The cowl is quite form-fitting to his skull, with the eyes being a main focal point. I'd love to see the look eventually, but I'm not sure we will, and I'm totally okay with that. Quick aside, I see people mention that cosplays can do white eyes and it works there too, and yeah, they look fantastic in photos, but that's not the same thing as acting in them. I myself have a cowl with white eyes, and there's no way it'd translate with the same weight to a motion picture. But that's it for this video. I wanted to share my thoughts about white eyes in live action, and why I think there are a lot of factors to consider, and that it isn't a super simple situation. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to leave a like down below, hit the subscribe button and that notification bell if you haven't already. I really appreciate it, and I'm posting new pop culture related videos every Monday and Friday. I promise I'll post more than just exclusively Batman related stuff soon. Let me know down in the comments below if there's any specific topics you'd like me to see talk about. Be sure to follow me on Twitter if you haven't at Batman Files, and I'll see you in the next one. Later.